And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. It's Barnes. It's Tony.
Yo, dude.
It's Michael.
In the corner.
Renee.
In the other corner.
It's Monday, and let's just say, great trip, but I'm pumped to be back with you guys.
Dude, excited to have you back. Glad that you're safe and healthy. You know, came back in one piece. Glad to hear you had a nice time.
Yeah, honestly, amazing time.
Yeah.
Split it between San Diego and Los Angeles. And, you know, I mean, just San Diego, I would say definitely, I think, is the better spot.
Really?
But I mean, you know, we'll talk about it in a little bit, but it just couldn't top the experience of the Lakers
obviously
at the same time. So all in all, I mean, just a great trip.
Yeah,
honestly.
man. Love to hear it, dude. Gotta ask, though, food situation.
So amazing. Tapered off a little at the end, but amazing from the start. So I'll give you the rundown. So let's see. So got there on Wednesday, went right to Coronado. Have you ever heard of that?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's a section of San Diego. You have to go over this like bridge, and there's this famous hotel, Hotel Del, that's there. So we went there, and you know, it was me, my girlfriend, and then my sister and her fiance, you know, Chokery.
Mm-hmm.
So the four of us, we got lunch there, and they have this huge like terrace that overlooks the whole beach. You know, outside it's dude. You know, 70s, sunny. So great atmosphere. The really good burgers. So we just did that, lay on the beach. That was great. And then it's actually
on the beach
on my Facebook cover photo because we were there a couple years ago. We went to dinner, George's at the Cove. And what it is it's in La Jolla, and the top, it's called the Ocean Terrace. So it overlooks the entire water situation in La Jolla, you know, the rocks, you got the sea lions there and stuff. I mean, just really
sea lions.
So you wait, no. See, I always get this wrong.
Like a seal, or
I guess seals. Yeah. So something like, you know, they make the
yeah.
I had to do a quick impersonation for you there.
Yeah, that was good.
But you know, besides the atmosphere, the ambiance there, short rib. I mean, you really can never go wrong with short rib. So that was amazing. And then second day, we go with a little Italy in downtown San Diego. Ben Cotto, name of the restaurant, and just absolutely amazing. And we all did this thing where you pick, you know, your type of pasta, sauce, and then, you know, your protein.
So they have one in Boston. I've been to that one on their like Little Italy strip. Yeah.
Oh, well, I had no idea they had more than one location.
Yeah, I don't know if they're anywhere else besides Boston.
Okay, but that makes sense that they would both be in Little Italy, obviously. Yeah. So you know, I did the penny with the vodka sauce and the sausage. Unbelievable. How do you beat that?
You can't beat that penny and vodka.
Yeah. You know, that was amazing. And then the last really like standout. Oh, actually, one other place in La Jolla, right next to George's, this place called Brockton Villa. Best French toast I've ever had. Like a French toast kind of souffle thing. And they have the original, it's called Coast Toast. That's what they call it. So we went there back-to-back days. Absolutely outstanding. But they had like a special version, like with s'mores. So it's like you know, marshmallows and the chocolate and stuff. So I got that one. Unbelievable. And then to top it off, a little carne asada eggs Benedicts. I mean, Tony, tell me all this food description is around your alley.
No, of course. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Eggs Benedict. I love eggs Benedict.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was like the real standout stuff for sure. But just all in all, you know, great time. And the atmosphere at the Lakers game, unbelievable.
Any pizza, Barnes?
No.
All right. That's fine.
I mean, I
Yeah,
think
you don't want pizza over there.
but that's what I'm saying. I feel
Yeah.
like you could attest to this.
Yeah.
I mean, would you get pizza there?
I would try a slice somewhere.
A slice, but I feel like a slice just to get tight.
Then Cotta has pizza, no?
They do, but I feel like when I go to like a true Italian place,
you don't get the pizza there.
No. So yeah.
Is there Frank Pepe's LA?
No, Frank Pepe's LA. But and then the Staples / Crypto.com arena.
Oh yeah.
Amazing time. And Michael always speaks to destiny. I mean, tell me, come on, 19 years in the league, Tony, 19 years, and you're telling me his second highest scoring game of his career happens to be when I'm in attendance.
It's crazy.
You don't even know what to say to that.
Dude. No,
you
can't
don't even know what to say to that.
You can't.
And he was just on fire, and I kind of called it, even though I was a little nervous, potential of a blowout. But I just figured, they had lost 3 in a row coming out of the break.
I'm there.
Right.
I'm there. But then also, it's nationally televised. It's ABC Saturday night.
Right.
Curry's always given him trouble, obviously, in the playoffs in the past. And I just knew he wanted to stick it to him. And it was just amazing. I feel like with LeBron, it's one of those things where, he gets going, he makes a couple of shots, and then it's just all uphill from there. And you can't do anything. Like he hit 3 straight 3-pointers in the third quarter. And it's like when he's hitting 35-footers, I mean, you have no shot.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because driving has always been his thing.
Right.
So I mean, it was just unbelievable. You had the MVP chance. The fact that it was a 5-point game at half, then it gets to 12 towards the end of the third quarter. Get it back to 5. You got Melo hitting big shots. I was giving it to Westbrook though. He had one of his better games. Actually,
20 points, right, or something, right?
Right, but terrible turnovers, and then just like when he has to take the jumpers, like I kept saying, just don't shoot, Russ. Don't shoot.
Was anyone else giving him shit at the game?
We were like up top, so around me, I was kind of the big person like advocating for that. I got a couple chuckles, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. But everybody was obviously just stoked, for LeBron, and it was really too because it's just so many times we've seen with the Lakers this year, they fall behind and then that's it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they just kind of give up, but this was just something special. And, who knows? I mean, at this point, you're still 7 under 500, but you have a shot. You're in playoff position right now. And it could be a turning point. Crazier things have happened.
Yeah, no, it's certainly true, dude.
But it just really, I just love live sporting events. I mean, it's just really,
like it, dude.
Because I've been like, I don't even want to watch the Lakers this year. Like, just so like disgruntled about it. But then once you're there,
I know,
you know what I mean?
dude.
It's like it all
the
changes.
atmosphere, everything. Get a few drinks in you, some food, good seats, good people around you.
Unbelievable, dude. Really. I mean, it's like, come on. I just love how like people try to say something negative, and it's like 56 points when you're 37 years old, and then you're throwing down alley-oops, you're hitting 3-pointers from basically the logo. I mean, it's like, but yet someone will still come up with something. That's the crazy part.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, a lot of 37-year-olds could score 56. Don't he? Second highest of his career.
What was his first?
I think he had 61 on the Heat against the Hornets in 2014.
It sounds like that's pretty sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like I think 61 points in this date and time.
So I mean, just what a time.
That's
honestly.
awesome. I'm so glad you had a nice time.
Yeah, man. And you know what I'm getting excited for too, though?
What, dude?
I want you to say it.
Is it hockey?
Of course it's hockey.
The world?
No. I'm saying going to the Rangers game.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, this is April 1st.
Yeah, I mean, we're
less than a month away.
We're honing in on it. And I just love the way the team's playing right now after, some lack of offensive games.
Right.
They've picked it up, but I just can't wait for that, honestly.
I know it's gonna be so much fun. Also, the Garden.
Oh my God. Yeah, the Garden is the Garden. I mean, there's just no doubt about it.
How's Crypto Arena?
Unbelievable, though, honestly, for something that's been, I guess they've probably done some renovations there, but for 20 years old,
Right.
I mean, the thing is pristine. I mean,
Really?
lots of concessions, tons of rooms in between, the concessions and the
Nice.
hallway and everything. We had like a kind of a late lunch right at the sports bar, right when you enter the
hell
thing.
yeah.
And I just love how they have the escalators going up and then all clear glass from like the top of the thing, so you
Yeah.
can see out all on the street and
That's
stuff.
beautiful.
So yeah, it's a good time. And then we didn't go there, but they've started to build up the area around it. They call it LA Live. They actually have a yard house there. Like they have the one in Norwalk. So they've added some sports bars in the area. So great place to catch a game. Honestly.
Yeah, dude. Can't wait to go.
And then we did pass by Dodger Stadium, which was a little tough.
Yeah.
Given, I mean, there's nothing to even say at this point.
No, absolutely nothing. What do we delay till at least the 18th, right?
I guess I don't buy anything that anybody says at this point.
I said 2 weeks into March. I think is that what I said?
Something like that.
Something,
yeah,
I think around 2 weeks. So we'll see.
But I mean, it's like at the end of the day, I don't like. I'm trying to understand really both sides' thought process, and I can't quite get there because it's like they have to know the damage that they're doing. And I guess I don't see the players in a way. I mean, I get like they want to stick it to them. The owners, I just see because they were talking about this on the radio before. The problem isn't the New York owners, the Boston owners, the Philly owners, all that stuff. The problem is the Pittsburgh owner, the Detroit owner, the Kansas City owner, the Oakland owner, the Tampa owner. I think those guys really would rather not play games.
Honestly, I think at this point you're right, dude. I mean, it seems like they're doing everything they can not to, because it's like these meetings they have, they don't get literally nothing done. Like I really want to be I wish I could be a fly on the wall in one of these meetings and just to figure out what is actually being said to these people.
Yeah, no, I mean you're totally right. And then you've seen like on Twitter, they're saying like both sides basically think that their side has made a lot of concessions, but the other hasn't, and and vice versa. And then I don't know if you saw the tweet by Ravitch that did you see that or no?
No.
He basically says that like it sounds like the season's like in serious jeopardy. I'm not buying that because I think it's too much of a taking it on the chin for the owners.
Yeah, no, they're not going to cancel the season or have the season itself like opening day significantly delayed. Like there's going to be a season for sure, but it's going to be a matter of I guess what the terms are going to be at that point and like the fact that there's going to be like no spring training at all.
Yeah, but I mean there which will push back, and cancel more games because they got to do. I would think at least 3 weeks of spring training. But maybe they'll try 2, but that might cause some injuries.
I know exactly right. So you have to think of the players' safety in terms of just throwing them into the season, stuff like that, and even those guys that get looks at spring training or from the minors and stuff like that. Like that's some of them are gonna be like that's their big shot to like showcase what kind of talent they have and stuff. So, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's just not. It's like just delusional to me.
And if you had to guess, I know it's so hard to say. Who do you think kind of like budges first or gives in first?
I think it's gonna be the owners.
Yeah.
Just because they're gonna realize that the more they delay this stuff, the more money they're gonna lose.
Right.
And I feel like the players are more kind of ticked off in terms of the balance of money and power is kind of swayed to the owner's favor the past few years. So I feel like they have less to lose, more to gain, the players.
Right. But they are saying they believe that the mid-level guys are gonna take it on the chin here.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, it's these mid-level guys they barely make any money at all.
Right.
Let alone, be sitting pretty with Porsches and, millions of dollars in their bank accounts. So it is a little unfortunate that they kind of have to suffer at this point. I mean, even just not even, mid-level players, but think of people who work within the organizations of the teams of the MLB itself, like the network and stuff like that. I know people who work for the network still who are not working because there's nothing going on.
It's like, I don't know. It's like, the things that just come to my mind is like, how do we prevent this from ever happening again? And then like, how do we solve it right now? Like what is the answer? If you just had to throw something out there.
I guess having a significant penalty for the owners and players if the season gets pushed back due to like lack of negotiations for the CBA agreement. I mean, like, they set a date, right? But I mean, what type of significance does that date really hold? Right. I mean, they push back deadlines. They ignore the deadline in general. So like, who cares in their perspective? It's like, what does that date mean? It's not like, oh, you're going to get fined like $100 million.
Well, and then the fact that they didn't negotiate 40 days into the lockout.
Right. They did nothing.
And the fact that they even imposed the lockout in the first place.
And then the fact that these meetings, some of them are lasting 20 minutes.
really makes me sick.
Yeah.
Honestly. So I mean, I really haven't heard anything today. They're not even negotiating today.
I don't think so. It's Monday, long weekend. Take the Monday easy, dude.
Chilling in Miami.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. I can't just be like, oh, I can't get there.
I know. It doesn't make any sense, dude. You need someone to come down to lay the hammer.
Well, and the problem with me, and I feel like you guys somewhat can resonate with this. Like, I just in general just have never been good with patience. And the fact that it's like, it's at least if I knew, okay, by this date, definitely they have to come up with something. But the fact that there's just so much uncertainty and that this is my favorite time of the year, like, really just leaves me with a very uneasy feeling.
I know. No, you're totally right. And it sucks too. Cause you think about, 2 seasons ago, it was COVID, again, another time where you were uncertain in terms of when baseball was starting, when it will continue, how will it look sort of deal. And I think, we were excited to see, baseball back in the swing of things this season. Now we're right back where we were 2 years ago, where we're not sure when it's going to start, how it's going to look, it's going to be, like you said, it's very unnerving.
Really, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah,
honestly,
that's it. Honestly, there's not much more to say. It sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks, Bards.
And I know I just kind of asked these random questions here, but what's your kind of guess? Like, how much longer are we going through this?
Honestly, I mean, I'm thinking by the 3rd week of March, we have a decision. So within the next 2 weeks.
Okay, but that even pisses me off though. Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like keep going and going,
And it just doesn't make any sense to me. How do you not have it organized where it's like, all right, we're going to come in and negotiate this day on this specific topic. We're not going to leave until we figure it out.
Yeah. But
it's just like the lackadaisical attitude to this. It's insulting.
It really is. And I don't know. But it's just like the only thing that I just think about, I'm so on the player side, but I just feel like even though they're not getting everything that they set out for, they're out for blood. But it's like part of me just thinks they're kind of getting enough and a lot more than they already did, so they could just end it now.
I know it's really tough because when you think about it, I mean, it's the same deal even when you get to the college level where NCAA athletes weren't able to make money as college athletes. It's like, MLB is like what, like a $14 billion industry a year,
right?
So it's like, MLB does make obviously a lot of money. Like players want to make sure they get their right cut. I don't know though, what exactly, are the players specifically asking for things that are out of this world? Like no fucking way.
I think they're very tight on this collective bargaining tax, or I guess what's it, the luxury threshold.
Yeah.
They want it to be I think 270 or something. The owners are set on 2. That's the thing though. The owners are being ridiculous about that. Over 5 years, they only want the luxury tax to go up $10 million and it stay stagnant for 3 years.
That's ridiculous.
And one thing that they proposed on the fan that I was in agreement that they're like, there should be I know it's complicated, but some type of system where we can force the people who don't want to invest in the team, who don't want to win, to sell their teams or relocate those teams.
Right.
Tampa, Oakland, get those guys out of there.
Yeah, I like that.
Because it's just I feel like one, I even know, okay, a little bias. My sister lives there. I've been there a lot, but Raleigh, North Carolina, I think they have a team in Durham, next town over. But I think you brought a team there, the whole area would be so pumped. They only have college sports around. You get a professional team there. It's same thing with Las Vegas. That would be it's so what are we doing here? Why are we wasting our time in these fizzling markets?
Yeah, I know. I think it's a little tough because then, you're implementing someone, say if it's a new position within the league or whatever, he's almost dictating what an owner could do with his team sort of deal.
But maybe then it's we need to have more of a minimum salary requirement.
Oh, yeah.
I get, you know what I mean? So this way, because I think teams, because they were making a good point too. They're like, how many times has an owner sold a team for a loss?
Oh, never.
So it's what are they bitching about?
Yeah, very true.
So I guess we'll see what happens, Tony, right?
Yeah.
You seem very optimistic.
I'm trying to be.
I just didn't think we'd be at this point, so that's why it's like I'm somewhat speechless.
I know. No, I mean, I don't think anyone really thought we'd be at this point.
Yeah.
Now, you know, like
Yeah. And then one other thing, did you see like the pictures of Manfred laughing when he was talking at the press conference and then practicing his golf swing in the hotel stairwell? I swear to God.
I didn't see the golf swing.
The day that he announces that they're canceling games, they just show him.
Oh no, dude.
Like, what a loser.
Honestly.
What a freaking loser.
You're a jackass.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how he survives this. I really don't. But I mean, maybe he won't. I mean, that would be
maybe he
that
won't.
would be big for baseball for sure. So we'll keep an eye out for sure. Fingers crossed. We get some games soon. But for now, we got games in other sports like the National Hockey League.
In they come, heavens, what a save by Vasilevsky! Are you kidding me? McAvoy, Frederick, did you get the license plate number on that truck? McDavid, beautiful move. You just knew that Connor McDavid was going to make a statement. What a goal.
8 and 9, and then
9 and 8, I think.
Was it that?
I think so.
Should we just call it that?
I think so, right?
But then the only thing is, so we had picks Tuesday. Do we remember the picks, or do we just?
That's right. No, I don't even remember the picks, dude.
Do we take a quick look just to see? I feel like we could kind of remember them looking at this.
All right, let's go back to Tuesday.
So we had Blue Jackets, Devils, Hurricanes, Red Wings. I know I had the Avalanche.
I'm pretty sure I had the Lightning.
Yeah, you had the Lightning.
Yeah.
I think I had the Oilers. It's the Flyers.
Sounds about right. Yeah,
So,
definitely. And then I think I had Flames over Wild, right?
And then I had Hurricanes.
Yeah.
So
I thought you would took Knights.
No, I took Knights. We did 3.
Yeah.
Knights, Hurricanes, Oilers. So I went 2-1. You would be 1-1. And then what? Oh no, 2-0. And then what's your third pick? Because you said Flames and Lightning.
Mm-hmm. I don't think any. Blue Jackets.
Okay,
Columbus.
so 3-0.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wow. Okay, so then I think that would mean 9 and 8, 8 and 9. So that would mean that we're both 11 and
11.
11 and 11,
right? 3. No,
11 and 10.
11 and 10.
11 and 10.
Yeah.
All right, so calling it now.
11 and 10.
11 and 10. And we'll go on from here. And then for like ticket assessment, what are we saying? Like, obviously, we're locking. The thing ends April 1st, but are we saying like 2 weeks from today, the 21st, we're like kind of making a move on the ticket and
absolutely.
then figuring it out after? Because I think I just looked it up. Like minimum ticket was like 120 or something.
Sounds about right. Okay.
Rangers, not bad. And then I gotta. What do you think? I guess a Word document should be safe for me. I don't understand.
Barnes, I don't know what you're doing. Honestly,
wait. You never used the free version of Word online?
No, never.
All right. So I guess you're the wrong person to ask for this. Then.
Yeah. Google Doc.
Yeah, Google Doc. But I'm just gonna mark this down now, just so there's no confusion. We got both 11 and 10, and then we're saying the 21st is our check-in point.
Wow. Get your dates down. Yeah.
Dude, deadlines, dude. I mean, not to sound like the commissioner or anything. So, we mentioned yesterday the 4-1 win. We were talking about it, before the show. Were you pumped?
Oh my God, absolutely, dude. From the get-go, first period, Rangers scoring 2 goals. And seemingly, every period we were getting outshot, honestly. Winnipeg had 46 shots on goal. Of course, Shesterkin stops 45 of them. Absolutely, he had some unbelievable saves. Winnipeg came out hard. They had some good shifts from the first and second line, maintaining offensive pressure. And, just we were key on defense. We were blocking a lot of shots, but Igor was just like an animal, dude. Locked in, just didn't have a care in the world. Okay, just nothing phased him, dude. Didn't matter. He was just blocking shots left and right, rebounds, controlling the puck, pushing pucks out there. It was just a classic example of Shesterkin, how good he is. And then on top of that, you had Kreider, 2 goals.
It seems like it's hand in hand. Like, I can't think of a time he has a big game and they lose.
Yeah, no, never. He's
Um,
got what I think he has like almost 40 goals in the season now.
I think it's 38, right?
38, yeah. Hopefully, he breaks that 40 goal mark soon. Obviously, this is one of his best years of his career in terms of scoring. And then, you had the setup from your normal guys. Panarin had 2 assists. Zibanejad had 1. Fox had an assist. Jacob Trouba had a goal and assist as well. So you got some good offense from your defensemen, as well as, like I said, quite a bit of block shots. A good job by then for kind of clogging up those shooting lanes. Of course, they could always do a better job. They're still letting up 46 shots on goal.
Anybody you feel like that falls on?
Anyone no, not necessarily. I mean, a few times, like I said, Winnipeg was firing hot, so the Rangers seemed a little unorganized in general on defense, leaving a man open kind of here and there, drifting away from your assignment. And this was from everyone, and of course, when you have, a Winnipeg offense that's really hitting, it's hard for the forwards in transition to kind of help back on defense. So you didn't really see that as much, which is sometimes we see that from the Rangers. The forwards just don't get back quick enough to get defensive pressure from behind them, which is, of course, something to work on. But again, when you have Shesterkin to kind of lean on, you're not as worried about it. And of course, their offense was good too. Of course, you do want to see more shots on goal in general, but this is what we see from the Rangers a lot. When I guess maybe it seems like when they know that their shots are scarce, they're more patient.
Right.
They take those good shots, those shots they know this is like going to be a guaranteed score.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, and Kreider usually is by the net,
right?
Obviously. And it's kind of interesting. Like, I don't know what your thoughts are. Like, so, before this, they've obviously won 3 in a row, but before that, they had lost 2 in a row, getting outscored 6-2 between the Canucks and the Penguins. So that lack of offense, came into the question. Before that, they had some games, but mostly they were 2-3 goals.
Right.
But obviously, a 3 and a 4 goal game and a 5 goal game before that.
Right.
I mean, do you feel like offensively that they're headed in the right direction, or are you still nervous that come playoff time, there might be a stretch where, like on the road, for instance, they score 2 goals in 2 games?
No, yeah. I mean, you're definitely a little worried about that. I mean, I talk about it a lot. Capo Caco and Lafreniere are 2 players, offensive players that should be producing way more than they should.
T.O., Renee, are you able to produce a breaking news soundbite?
Oh, wow. See your foot with the wrist right there? I don't think it's labeled breaking news. Mike, what's this labeled as? Breaking news.
What is it? It's somewhere. It's purple, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, like you guys are gonna lose it about this too.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I mean it's not like it. No.
Oh.
It's not like that, but just like the what the news bite is. It's regarding the NFL.
Golf. Oh,
that pretty good.
Yeah,
I always want to just run with that.
Yeah.
The NFL has announced that wide receiver Calvin Ridley of the Atlanta Falcons has been suspended for the entire 2022 season for betting on games. Wow. Courtesy of ESPN. And it was interesting last year. Personal reasons. They said that's why he missed, I think it was the last 6-7 games.
He was betting.
Seems like that was just a big, act.
He was betting on games in general or his own games?
They just said betting on games.
In the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Twitter's going to blow up about this.
Right.
And listen, I mean, we saw the Kane allegations and stuff. But just for someone as prominent as him, before this year, he made the Pro Bowl, considered one of the better wide receivers in leagues. Doesn't seem like he's short on money. It just seems kind of like, what are you doing?
Right. I know. What do you have literally everything to lose at this point, and why are you bet on any other sport?
Yeah.
Don't bet on football.
Just seems like stupidity. I mean, obviously, I'm sure more will come out, but I'm just curious real quick here if anything else is available on Twitter. But that, couldn't believe it. Just says for betting on games. It was Schefter. So this just came in 9 minutes ago.
Now you're obviously as an athlete in the NFL, you have to bet on other sports, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but nothing with your sport.
And how does it like? I don't understand. Like, how do they not monitor them closely enough, whereas this can go on for so long?
They probably he probably had his own bookie, and then
Okay.
he's probably very coy about it. Where he's not talking about it over the phone. He's probably just seeing him in person, like
payphone in the corner.
Like literally doing stuff like that.
Jesus.
But sad to see. A guy who's young, started Alabama, so I guess we'll see what happens there. But I just had to throw that in there.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. Alabama.
Yeah. Never know. Saban. Thought he was running a tight ship over there.
He was running a tight ship. Not so much, dude. Damn, that's tough. What a stupid idiot.
I know. And it's tough for the Falcons, too, because, are they going to trade Ryan? They keep Ryan. Kyle Pitts, great rookie year last year. But you need to have other options on offense.
What is this like a type of you're going to be banned from the league now sort of deal? Like
it just says just for the season. So I think we're past the Pete Rose thing. And it's funny, though. I don't know about you. They just like the excuse for MLB with that is that they want to honor the wishes of, I think it was Bart Giamatti, who was the commissioner at the time. And they don't want to go against what he wanted. And that's why they won't reinstate Rose. I think it's just they don't like it.
It could be I mean, a lot of people don't like Rose. It's also very tough. I mean, when you think about how different times were, think about betting in general. First of all, it's becoming legalized in states left and right, like New Jersey, Connecticut, New York is coming along too.
Broadcasters are talking about lines.
Every game. Talking about every pregame show. You got lines on the TV. And it's also like, I feel like, back in the day, back in the Pete Rose time, it's like when you make bets, like you're not betting with DraftKings, you're betting with like the mafia.
Right.
So it's like if you become in debt to the mafia, they're either A, going to kill you, or they'll be like, hey, throw this game and then we'll forget your debt.
Right.
Which is something you're not going to be running into. If Calvin got into debt with DraftKings, what are they're going to make him pay it? DraftKings isn't going to ask him to throw a game for the money back, So it's a little bit more legitimate nowadays. And you even see athletes getting involved. I mean, look, Connor McDavid has become like an ambassador for, I think, either DraftKings or MGM, maybe it is.
Okay.
So you're getting a little bit more legitimate size in terms of that. So it's, but betting on your own games obviously is
right, because I could see how the players would be annoyed. Like, what do you mean? Like, why can't I do it? But like, obviously, if you're like affecting your own game, I mean, there's nothing you could say to that.
Yeah, there really
absolutely nothing to say to that.
But it's like, what do? You allow them? You allow like these players to bet on games in their own sport as long as they're not participating, like sort of deal.
Inside information from the other
exactly.
guys.
So it's kind of iffy too.
No, but that's why I actually said. I think I agree with the NFL on this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too.
Go other sports. Plenty of hockey games, plenty of basketball games.
Right.
When you're retired, you can bet on the games.
Literally though, and it's like it's not like you're betting because you need the money here. Like
it's just like you're trying to have some Henny, relax, chill.
But like you said, bet on tennis, dude.
Yeah.
Like
golf,
UFC, like literally anything else.
Yeah,
sucks, dude. So stupid.
Yeah. So I mean, I hope. He ends up learning from this, ends up getting a second chance. But really, it's all just speculation, at this point. Have you heard anything else regarding the Rangers and, a possible move here?
No. Nothing since JT.
And what do you think the Canucks are going to ride it out now?
Yeah. Because they've had some wins here. I mean, again, JT is a big part of their team. They're in the hunt here for the playoffs, so it's like.
But I mean, do you think you would have that mindset if you were running operations for the Ducks? I mean, not for the Canucks, yeah.
No, not really. I mean, when you think about like I don't know, maybe you make a run in the playoffs this season, but that's like thinking further down the line. And even so, like if you come into the playoffs, I mean, I just don't think you really have the consistent offense to get very far. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be kind of tough. I would start moving guys around now if I were the Canucks.
Because I just feel like, okay, so you're going to keep Miller, and then you're going to lose in the first rounds, but you could have had future pieces. And I think it's actually because remember we were saying, I think he's only 28, right?
Yeah, something like that. 28.
So, like, I think you could actually get a pretty good package for him.
Mhm.
And I would think, like, because sometimes people think like off-season value is higher, but I almost think deadline, because like just making that Stanley Cup push, like that's just so important. So you overpay in order to have the best shot to win a championship.
Right.
But and it's crazy too. I mean, I'm on NBC Sports Edge right now. Haven't really seen anything. And I don't know. And I think too, like it's like, we've talked about the Rangers. Oh, maybe they trade Gorgiev, but like I think Shesterkin has started 11 out of 12.
Mhm.
So it's like, I mean, now's not the time to trade Shesterkin. I mean, to trade Gorgiev,
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. It's kind of tough. I mean, we mentioned before a few times, like, I wouldn't be upset if we traded. I wouldn't be like pissed off if Georgiev got traded, depending on what we can get. I'm just like looking up some trade targets. It's pretty funny. Phil Kessel's name is in here, but there's no way, dude.
I think why not go back to Boston?
Yeah, right.
Natural fit, no?
Yeah, absolutely. Matt Stomey, his name's here. Honestly, I'd be big on him. He's a forward who can pretty much. He's a center, but you can put him at wing or whatever.
Okay.
He was on the Canadiens a few years ago. Right now, he's on Columbus, doing pretty well for him. And he's young. He's 27. He's had I think almost 30 points in the last 40 something games.
So you want him to come to New York?
I could see it. Yeah, dude. I mean, we need, I would say, more help in the forwards more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, given the lack of production from Lafreniere and Kakko, Max Domi would be good too. Rickard Rakell is someone who plays for the Ducks. He's also a young winger who's been kind of getting pushed down. I think he started on the first line. Then he was second line and third line because Troy Terry's been doing so well. They've moved Terry up. Rakell's been going down. So I feel like maybe the Ducks would be willing to trade him. He's another young guy who's, I feel like, again, if the Ducks are willing to trade him, I feel like which they are with the emergence of Troy Terry, a good pickup, dude.
I got one for you. What about Boone Jenner?
Boone Jenner.
No relation?
I don't think so.
Had to throw it out there.
But I mean, it should be. I don't know what are his numbers this year.
23 goals, 21 assists. He's 28 years old. From Dorchester, Ontario. Second round pick back in 2011. Spent his whole career in Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
And the second most goals he's ever scored in a season. 2015, he had 30 goals. So kind of a career year in a sense, but
yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
you have to make probably a pretty good offer for him.
But I think Columbus is in the same spot as Vancouver. It's like you can't really expect that much is going to come of the season.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Columbus. I feel like they have a better shot than Vancouver does.
Better shot, right? Yeah. But I think they have no shot to win a championship.
Yeah,
either.
not really.
If you're closer to the lottery, I'm just saying, So we'll pick the games for tonight. And I was just taking a look, other games around the league yesterday. I mean, I guess not really too many surprises other than the Devils over the Blues, and the Blues, I think, lost to the Rangers, the Devils, and the Islanders.
Yeah,
straight games.
Yeah, they were over 3 on the East Coast trip. It's tough, dude. I mean, they started out pretty hot this season. They still don't have a bad record. 32-16-7 right now. It's tough overtime loss, I suppose. It's just, I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like their offense is just so hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like every night it's kind of like a big, it's a big question mark, dude. And it's, Vladimir Tarasenko was out for a while too. They struggled without him while he was injured. He's been back for a while now. He had 2 assists, but it's like you expect him to do more. I mean, he's your guy,
right?
He was one that led you to the Stanley Cup. He only has 19 goals in the season. I guess, a lot of guys from that Stanley Cup winning team aren't there anymore in terms of your offense, but it's still Tarasenko should be stepping up a lot more than he is right now. Which I guess, it is what it is. If he's struggling, it should be interesting to see if they want to get rid of him. I couldn't imagine they do. He's only 30 years old. He still could have a bounce back year next season or something like that. But it should be interesting. I mean, if they put him on the trading block, I would expect a lot of teams, including the Rangers, honestly, to be looking at him, and St. Louis probably get a lot for him.
I mean, it's tough to give up future assets, but boy, if the Rangers could bring in a big name.
I know.
Wow.
Tarasenko was a first rounder too. I don't know how high he was. I don't think he was like a top 10 pick or anything, but drafted by St. Louis, but way back in 2010. You'd probably give up another first rounder, either Kakko or Lafreniere, and a couple other pieces as well. So it's something interesting. I mean, it's going to be a gamble for sure, because if one of those players kind of matures like some people think they will, it's going to be a tough trade.
Yeah, it's just damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
And then one other note here, Jack Eichel, second goal in 3 games, game winner for the Knights last night. So nice, to see him getting out there, making an impact. And I think that's huge for Vegas, because I think, they've had obviously a good season, but I think, they've had stretches where they've struggled. So I think, it's huge having someone with his talent, ability, available on a nightly basis.
I mean, this is exactly what you have Eichel for.
Right.
He had 4 shots on net last night. He played 20 minutes. I mean, dude, this is someone who can turn your team around for sure. And he's looking really good. He's looking healthy. He's moving really well. He seems confident. I'm sure, I mean, honestly, with any team, but he's extremely happy to be playing for Vegas, to be out of Buffalo. I mean, that situation he was in terms of, Buffalo's medical staff not allowing him to do exactly what he wanted. I would imagine it got him pretty frustrated. And he wasn't able to play hockey because of that. I mean, this is a young guy, obviously loves the game, lots of talent, a good attitude. He's a leader. He was their captain, and to be kind of, put in that weird situation by the organization, the staff, I mean, it was a tough spot for him, of course, very excited to get out of there. And now it seems that, like I said, he's happy to be in Vegas. He's starting to play a little bit better, getting more into his own. I mean, neck surgery is nothing to sneeze at, dude.
No.
Especially in a game like this. But this is it, dude. I mean, I think this is going to be a start of a really good career for Jack Eichel and for the Golden Knights.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. So on to the night, and we ran down earlier the records here for our pick segment. 2 weeks out from purchasing those tickets for Rangers Islanders. And as we both sit 11-10, so we got 5 games on the slate tonight. So I think this is our usual 2 games each and a common.
Yeah, dude.
So
just a quick interruption before you guys get into it. I just have to say, Mrs. Materiello says, "Hi, fellas." And then says, "Can you see my comments?"
Hi, Mom. We can see your comments. Yep. Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Much
Mary.
appreciated.
Much
Mom.
appreciated.
All right, let's get into it.
I imagine I have the floor with this first pick here.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, some tough games.
Really
Not
tough.
gonna lie,
really
dude.
tough. A lot of minus 200s, minus 300s.
But I feel like there's gonna be some upsets tonight.
Oh, there has to be. It's not gonna be chalk.
I know.
5-0 favorites.
Not gonna be chalk.
Oh, wait.
All right. I'm gonna be traveling to Boston tonight, I think. Who am I gonna be picking, dude? I just have a feeling the Kings are gonna bring the upset here tonight. They're on a 2-game winning streak. They just shut out Buffalo. I feel like Bruins we've kind of seen have some lackluster performances, and I know I go with the Bruins a lot, but it's just like I have a feeling the Kings, Jonathan Quick his past 5 games has been unbelievable. I think it's been really hard to stop him. I'm also kind of pissed because I was in Boston this weekend, and I was saying to myself, like, hey, man, if there's a game this weekend, like I should just go. Wasn't a game this weekend at home. They were in Columbus. They got beat 5-4. But nonetheless, dude, I'm holding the grudge. Give me the Kings 2-0.
Wow. I have to say, I was going to pick that one.
Really?
Because I was looking for an upset.
Yeah. I think this is a good upset here.
Because I've honestly kind of been down on the Kings, but you look at it, I mean, 31-19 all of a sudden.
Yeah. Dude,
Kopitar
yeah.
setting the tone on offense. So I think that's a great pick by you. For my pick here, I know it's square, but I just have to do it. I have to take the Avalanche over the Islanders. 0% chance that the Avalanche are going to lose this.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Tony.
Score?
I'm gonna say 5-2.
Wow, dude.
Because they're actually coming off an overtime loss against the Flames, which was disappointing. So I think
they're gonna come back hard. They also lost to Arizona too.
Saw UBS Arena from the plane this morning.
Really?
On the overhead shot.
That's dope.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, very cool, dude. Also, Islanders have some injuries. Char, Barzal, and Lee all out.
Not to mention just a disappointing first season at UBS.
You can't be playing good games there, dude.
No.
All right, my next pick. Oh, geez. Give me the Blue Jackets tonight in Columbus
I like it.
against the Maple Leafs. Another underdog. Dude, I mean, Columbus, we talked about them. I think they have a good shot here. They've had a rough past 5 games. They only went 1 for 5 in their last 5 games. They've lost to Boston, LA, Pittsburgh, Carolina, all really good teams too. Of course, Toronto is one of those really good teams, but I just feel like these guys are gonna kind of maybe bring it together a little bit. I'd be interested to see if Campbell starts in that. I would imagine he does. I guess. I mean, Toronto isn't on a back-to-back or anything. But still, we've been known to kind of see Campbell have a clunker. We've been known to see the Maple Leafs have a clunker. I just think Boone Jenner, your boy over there, Jacob Voracek as well. They have good offense. They put up a lot of good numbers. Jenner has 44 points in the season. Let's see. Voracek has 39 assists. He has 42 points in the season. Dude, I don't know. I think Columbus could do it. Give me overtime. Columbus 4-3.
OT.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Overtime.
So let me just mark that down on the docket here. So Tony goes Blue Jackets. And it's funny because it seems like, okay, I'm kind of, getting the easy way out here, going another favorite. But it's just for the sake of our common game to make it a little interesting. So take Florida over the Sabres. I mean, I think the chances of the Sabres winning this one, pretty slim,
dude. Yeah.
Pretty slim. But
is it Florida you're tight on or is it Carolina? It's Florida you're tight
actually
on, right?
both
kind of.
But I think Florida's better.
Okay.
Huberdeau, Huberdeau's kind of growing on me a little bit.
Leading the league in points, I believe, still. So.
58 assists. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 6-0. I mean, I think the Sabres suck.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'd be interested in what their record would be if Eichel was.
They're good. Be way better. Are you kidding me? They're going to be cursed because of that decision with Eichel. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So I guess that'll leave Flames Oilers tonight with heads up.
Yeah. So kind of an interesting one. I have an idea in my head of what you're going to do, and I think I think I'm probably going to do the same thing you're going to do, but I guess we'll find out on the old count of 3.
You ready?
Yeah. 1, 2, and 3. Oilers.
Flames.
Wow.
Yeah. I knew what you were going to do, and I knew that you knew what I thought I was going to do.
Wow,
I didn't do that, dude.
wow. But honestly, Tony, if I didn't say that, were you going Oilers?
No, yeah. No. Sorry. No, I wasn't. I was going to go Flames. I was going Flames.
I don't know about that, Michael. I don't know about that one.
I got to pick one favorite in here. So, I mean.
And I had to pick one or not? Mike Smith actually out possibly for the season. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I did see that. That sucks, dude.
Tough injury.
That is tough injury, of course. Yeah, they'll be starting Koskinen anyway. But, I obviously old man, Mike Smith, injury, gonna be kind of tough to come back from. Someone who I was a little hopeful about, but
why not just go Skinner, no? Or you think he's terrible?
I would take Koskinen, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
What about Kincaid?
No, not Kincaid at all, dude.
So I think this one's gonna be very high scoring. I mean, you look at the total here, 6.5. I'm gonna say Oilers 7, Flames 4.
I don't know. I think it'll be a little closer than that. I was thinking 5-4 Flames.
Still a ton of goals.
Still a ton of goals. Yeah, definitely.
But I'm excited to watch that one.
Yeah, me too, dude.
9:30 tonight. You do have a Hulu game though. Maple Leafs and Jackets, 7:00. So
all over that shit.
All over it. And one question for you here though. I've noticed this. Sabres, MSG. What's the deal with how they're not on MSG here? It's they're still in New York. They're not in Idaho. Why can't they just show that?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, because obviously MSG Network, Madison Square Garden, New York City. They're not in New York City.
3 other teams to compete with.
Yeah.
I mean, their ratings must be awful outside of Buffalo. And
Outside
they're
of
still
Buffalo?
in Buffalo.
Yeah, I know. I would imagine they have a good following from upstate people, honestly.
Yeah. Because Chokri, he looks at prices, when they come into town, and
Right.
he said, I mean, you could get a ticket for like $5 for Hurricanes Sabres.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean, hey, we might have to fly down there.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I think it'll be a fun night of hockey for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. We had some nice picks. It's gonna be very interesting to see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah. 2 weeks from today, tickets are being purchased, Tony.
We'll have to, and we'll see who will be purchasing them.
Yeah,
Doesn't really matter at the time though, because at the first, someone may owe someone money.
right.
But still,
let's get a box. Though.
Yeah.
If you had to guess though, how much do you think it would be
For a box?
Yeah,
I couldn't even tell
you
you.
think it's 10 or no?
Probably. Gotta be close to it, dude.
Dude, that's heavy duty.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
All right, dude.
Yeah. So great episode as always.
Yeah.
And what were you gonna say?
I gotta hop off.
Oh yeah. No, I mean that was.
You doing basketball or?
Yeah. I mean, Michael, you have any? Yeah. I got you. Yeah. We'll talk tomorrow.
Oh.
But great being back, sir.
Yes. Thank you for coming back.
Did you really think I wouldn't?
Well,
Did you really think I wouldn't?
LA Barnaby in LA.
Oh my
You know,
God.
maybe a new branch.
It's all about sports.
Yeah.
You know that, Tony. But yeah, great episode as
Yeah.
always. Appreciate the fans tuning in. Keep commenting, liking, and subscribing. Enjoy the games tonight. Tony's face, mañana, everything. We'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do.